Acting as the human resource liaison for my school district, I've been receiving, collecting, and building a case regarding a particular employee who has demonstrated multiple accounts of physical abuse towards coworkers and inappropriate displays in front of students. As a female, I may not necessarily the individual may not necessarily target me, but I already feel uncomfortable with any direct contact with this individual. That aside, there's a lot that needs to be done to address this situation. At this point in time, I've already received multiple grievances due to the situation, and it is crucial that I respond to each one that confirms that their grievance was received, their voices have been heard, and that the situation is being handled. Lastly, I would inform them that we are conducting an investigation and that they will remain informed as necessary. After that initial email communication, and given that so many grievances have been filed, a meeting may need to take place. The meeting would be scheduled with each employee who filed a complaint as a way to gather more information and help determine the next best course of action. Each employee would be informed of the reason for the meetings, and again, they will be kept informed as necessary. The grievance process in Rockford, Illinois requires that the grievance process be initiated and addressed as quickly as possible. The supervisor would have had 5 days to hold a hearing and present documentation to the association. When the supervisor failed to do this, the superintendent would have had to step in to handle the situation from there. A meeting would then be conducted where each party could have witnesses, and the superintendent would have had 5 days from the conclusion of that meeting to provide a decision. There are further steps in place if the association is not satisfied with what the superintendent has done either. Detailed notes and documentation of every bit of information is needed to be gathered in every meeting, including dates, times of any instances in which the problem at hand occurred. Each employee may have forms to fill out stating that they attended meetings and that they would receive copies of meeting records. All of this is a part of the investigation and for determining the most appropriate next course of action. After collecting necessary information, a written report synthesizing all collected data would need to be submitted to the association for further steps. Now, all of that is kind of just the first part. The second part of this is very similar to what was mentioned above. However, this time the focus would be on the supervisor who failed to act. And it's crucial that the supervisor be made aware of what steps could have been taken in lieu of doing nothing. This is a learning opportunity for the supervisor and the organization. After conducting the above-mentioned process for this individual, I would encourage our organization to create and provide training to all employees to ensure that the situation does not occur again, and that if so, all parties will be aware of the options available to them. The last part to this is that interacting with a biased board member produces its own challenge. It is possible to submit a grievance regarding the biased board member and to go through that above mentioned process for this individual. The most important thing is to provide irrefutable data. The more witnesses, data, and facts that can be provided, the more likely that the biased board member won't have a chance to favor their family member. In fact, there's also the option that if enough data is collected on the matter, to file a lawsuit against the biased board member. Individuals affected by the abusive staff member may also have enough to file lawsuits against the abusive individual and even the supervisor who failed to act. Lawsuits would definitely grab enough attention for the situation to be handled swiftly and correctly.